foremost, I'd like to thank Dario for inviting me to the Pharma Summit. He's one of the first business people I met in Croatia, and I remember telling my business partner, Tatjana Rosic, after we met Dario, that this guy is going somewhere. His determination and drive are beyond measure, and he has been a great help to us in launching our new company. I was honored when he asked me if I'd like to speak here, and I'm proud to call him my friend. Well, my talk today is entitled Plugging into Your Passion, because I've come to know that passion, above all other things, is the essential element for driving ambition and pursuing audacious goals. In my own life, my passions, even at age 65, led me to Croatia, where I founded an exciting new enterprise called Transassist. We're a startup that provides business support for innovative and leading-edge companies here in Europe, companies that are eager to establish a presence in the United States. In our infancy, we are establishing relationships with companies that we can assist with their logistical and transportation needs to ship their high-value, time-sensitive products worldwide. With my resources and experience, I help them save time and energy and money throughout the entire supply chain. I live in California, and in my own career, I've established far-reaching branches in foreign countries. So I know very well how difficult it is to start something new in a foreign country where you have very few contacts and you don't know the language. And beyond passion today, I'll also be introducing some or all of you to a brilliant and possibly life-changing Japanese concept called Ikigai. But before I dig any deeper, I'd like to tell you about my own journey, my long, long journey. It began in Los Angeles, where, like most kids around the world, my introduction to heroes came from the world of sports. And when I was a kid, the most popular sport in America was Major League Baseball. And the Los Angeles Dodgers, well, they were to our city what the Croatian national football team is to Croatia. And their standout player, their Luke Modric, was a left-handed pitcher named Sandy Koufax. But during the last 5 seasons of his career, he executed arguably one of the greatest seasons by a pitcher in baseball history. He led the Dodgers to 2 World Series championships. He broke literally every pitching record in baseball. And he did what's only happened 23 times in the 140-year history of baseball. He pitched a perfect game. Put simply, a perfect game is one in which a pitcher retires every batter from the opposing team in order without allowing any of them to reach base. And here's what it looked like.
Koufax set down all 27 Cubs back.
Well, I played a lot of sports, as you can imagine, as a kid, but tennis was my sport. I was good at it. I wanted to be on a team in high school and college, so I needed a hero, right? Well, I didn't have to look any further than this guy, Rod the Rocket Laver, widely believed to be the greatest player of all time, even Roger Federer's. I followed his intense rivalry with his fellow Australian Ken Rosewall. I watched them battle many times. They were both amazing players, but there's a reason that the main stadium at the Australian Open is called Laver Arena and not Rosewall Arena. And it has nothing to do with their match record against each other. He was a fierce competitor with a rocket serve who embodied sports a quality sorely lacking today. But what drove him to greatness? Passion. All this early hero worship ties directly into my theory that who you are at age 10 is who you will always be, except taller and heavier and less hair. Here I am at 10 years of age. From an article from my local paper that reported I won the Best Boy Award at my local park. I don't know, I know that doesn't sound like much to you, but to me, it was my perfect game. And that's how I became subconsciously, at least, who I've always been, or at least who I've always wanted to be. I spent a long time feeling badly when I wasn't the best. All my heroes were the best, so why couldn't I be? Of course, our heroes change when we get older, and they're oftentimes linked to our careers. And one of my first career heroes was my first boss, Alan Balch, who hired me right out of college to work in his marketing department at California's premier horse racing track, Santa Anita Park. He was young himself, having just graduated from Harvard, and took the job at Santa Anita to begin a new marketing department that allowed him to follow his own lifelong passion for horses. He was my mentor, and he taught me about every good work habit I have. Our greatest accomplishment was lobbying for and being awarded the host site for the equestrian events of the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. And this is what it looked like.
It's a beautiful style. Where is he going to turn back to this big combination?
He's going to take a big bend.
He's going for the clear route. He's going to let the time take care of itself, and that's the smart move to make.
There it is, gold medal.
Another business hero of mine is Fred Smith, the founder and CEO of Federal Express, who I came to know and respect when I accepted a job offer from my father to work at his manufacturing company to help look after his new account with FedEx. Of all the people I've known in my professional life, no one has come close to matching his leadership abilities, his talent for business, and his passion for the company he built from nothing. In the process, he created the overnight package shipping industry as we know it today, and I got a front row seat. And now, in 2019, I have two new Croatian heroes I'd like to mention. Both of them super smart and super passionate. Both of them making a difference and living a balanced life. Having worked at a manufacturing company for over 30 years, I can usually sense how a company is doing just by smelling the air when I open the front door. Well, when I walked into Include to meet with its CEO and founder, Ivan Mirvos, I got the feeling right away that this was a special company. I first learned about Ivan from when my partner Tatiana showed me a CNN piece about him. And we agreed then and there that we have to meet this guy. He's all of 23 now, but he built his first product when he was 18 with money he borrowed from his grandmother. And that product evolved into the Storora Smart Bench that you see next door. It's a solar-powered bench that becomes an alluring part of the urban landscape. It allows users to charge up their devices through a wireless charger integrated into its acrylic top. You just place your device on the charging pad and charge it wirelessly. And it also enables access to high-speed Wi-Fi. It's a genius idea. At the end of the day, what impressed me the most about this young man was that I could see what excited him the most, and it wasn't the Smart Bench. No, it was the long list of new products he had in development. The next entrepreneur I met in Croatia was Mate Rimac, founder and CEO of Rimac Automobile. Now he's much older than Ivan. He's 30, so wow. He's about to go into production to build his Concept 2 hypercar, the fastest all-electric sports car in the world, which he intends to sell worldwide. And he also started out very young and with very little money. Mate has single-handedly improved the battery technology needed to power such a high-performance car. When I asked him when he intends to build a car that people of modest means could afford, he told me that Rimac Automobile was first and foremost a technology company, and that a low-cost car wasn't as important to him as selling the electrical power systems to other established car manufacturers. He's also passionate about keeping his company in Croatia to help stem the tide of talented young people moving abroad for better jobs. And now that brings me to the concept I mentioned before, ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese term that roughly means reason for being. And to achieve it, you need to find balance in your life. Your ikigai stands at the intersection of what you're good at and what you love doing. And for many people, ikigai means a happier and longer life. We'll look no further than the island of Okinawa, where ikigai has its origins. You may not be aware of this, but Okinawa is home to the largest population of centenarians in the world. I'd be considered a kid there. And their longevity is not a coincidence. So let's take a look at the four intersecting circles that represent the four principles of ikigai. It's what you love, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you can get paid for. Now, I'd venture to say that what you get paid for is the dominant reason you do what you do. It underpins your professional goals and ambitions. It's probably the reason you're at this conference. And yes, money is a good thing, but it's not enough. And it can lead to a feeling of emptiness. Conversely, if your life is all about following your bliss and having a mission, you'll probably feel pretty good about yourself. But chances are you'll be sleeping on a friend's couch, eating lots of ramen, or living back with your parents. Lots of mimes and street performers live like this. To discover your ikigai, you must first find what you're most passionate about. And then you need to find the medium through which you can express that passion. How many people here today are passionate about what they do? Raise your hand if you're passionate about what you do. Good. I thought that might be the answer. But you know it's not enough. To be truly happy, you need connection to a greater good, the what the world needs principle. Perhaps nobody illustrates this better than Bill Gates. Yeah, he's one of the richest people in the world. But I bet that much of his happiness derives from the good works that he does through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He's taken his passion, he turned it into his profession, where he made his fortune, and he took a lot of that money and tried to make the world a better place. And that's what I want to do when I grow up, at my stage of life. And remember, I'm just a kid to the Okinawans. I want to achieve ikigai. In their book, Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life, the authors Hector Garcia and Francesca Morales break down the 10 rules that can help anyone find their own ikigai. And they are: stay active and don't retire. Leave urgency behind and adopt a slower pace of life. Only eat until you're 80% full. That's the one I have problems with. Surround yourself with good friends. Get in shape through daily gentle exercise. Smile and acknowledge the people around you. Reconnect with nature. Give thanks to anything that brightens our day and makes us feel alive. Live in the moment and follow your ikigai. Now, for much of my life, I spent a long time feeling badly when I wasn't the best. With this career change and the last year of reflection, I understand now that I don't always need to be the best at everything, or anything for that matter. And my goal and my passion today are to live with much more balance in my life. And I hope you might consider giving yourself a balance check every so often. Don't wait as long as I did. And I'd like to close today with a quote from the iconic The Diary of Anne Frank. And Anne Frank is one of my dearest heroes. And she wrote about her passion for literature and writing in the spring of 1944 at the tender age of 14. And she wrote, "I need to have something besides a husband and children to devote myself to. I don't want to have lived a life in vain like most people. I want to be useful and bring enjoyment to all people, even those I've never met. I want to go on living even after my death. And that's why I'm so grateful to God for having given me this gift, which I can use to develop myself and to express all that's inside me. And I'd just like to thank you for giving me the time to express all that's inside me today. It's been a great honor. Thank you.